Yo, welcome back to another episode 73 of the 343 podcast from a very cold, a very wet Cape Town. I'm your host, Jason. Thank you for joining us where you are grabbing this, be it in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. Welcome. As always, I'm not alone. I'm joined by my trusty sidekicks, AF and Riyaz. AF, how's it going, man?
You hit the nail on the head there. Freezing, wet. I hate this weather. Like with my entire being, like it's just winter needs to hurry up. Summer needs to come back again. I'm trying to like fake it by having this trusty heater here behind me. It's nice and toasty in this room, but I can feel that the moment I leave this room, it's like going to be walking into a fridge or a freezer. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing well. I'm super excited, amped for the semifinals of the Euros. I've enjoyed the tournament up until now, so yeah, I'm excited to get into today's episode.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. Safe to say AF won't be able to do it on a cold night in Stoke. Yeah, Riyaz, how's it going with you, man?
Not too bad. I don't think I'd be able to do it on a cold rainy night in Stoke either, to be honest with you. But at least he has a heater there. I'm freezing. I mean, it's like you think it'd be cold outside, but inside the house as well, it's just ridiculously cold. I mean, it's like 3 degrees or something. There's hail falling outside. It's all types of things. But yeah, happy to be here. I'm excited for the episode and excited to talk some footy.
Lovely stuff. So as we continue our series in our off-season period, we chat a bit of transfers. Everybody loves it. Silly season, as it was called. We'll then jump into a bit of previews. As I have said, we are getting into the business end of this Euro tournament. For some, it's been very boring. For some, like AF, it's been exciting. We will segue to the Euro semi-finals by first looking at what was a crazy weekend of quarterfinals. I don't think we expected so many shootouts. I don't think we expected the drama of the Spain-Germany game. AF, talk me through the nerves as you are following Spain this tournament. That was probably a game for the knockout rounds, eh?
Like during that game, everything just felt so chilled in the first half. I wasn't worried. I wasn't nervous, and then that second half happened, and Spain was still controlling everything for the most part. And then once it hit that like 70-minute mark, 72-minute mark, then Germany started like thinking, okay, we actually need to like put some yards in now. We need to start taking this seriously. And they started knocking at the door. And I think I tweeted that as well. I was like, Germany are knocking right now. Something's going to happen. And then about like 10 to 12 minutes later, Wirtz ended up scoring at the far post. And he deserved that because he was one of the few German players that were giving 110% from the time he was brought on. So it was a great match. For the most part, like I said, I was chilled, and then they equalized right at the beginning. I think it was the 89th or the 90th minute. It was literally right at the end, and they actually, I think they had another chance before. I think it was like 4 minutes of extra time, and I think they had another chance within that 4 minutes. And I was like, nah, this can't happen. Like we've been dominating this match too much for us to like just fold like this. But I mean, they sort out injury time, added time happened, and then the guy that might be coming to Arsenal, Mikel Merino, just like stood up tall, clutch moment right at the very end, and I mean that celebration as well. How amazing was that in the same stadium that his father scored as well? Same celebration, same corner, amazing. Like I love that.
Yeah, I think there was also another chance where in the added on time, Havertz, after I think Unai Simon had that poor goal kick and then fell to Havertz, and I thought it was going to shoot that. And it was like that would have been perfect. Just, I mean, I'm not saying that I don't like Spain, but that would have been the
entertainment.
That was the real entertainment. But amazing game. I think Spain really put on a show in that first half. A lot of creative play, a lot of 1-2s, interplays, and also to lose Pedri that early and have Olmo come in and just seamlessly fit into the whole system and actually score and then give an assist as well. It speaks value and it speaks heaps to the sort of quality that they have in the squad. Before I jump to Riyaz, just to get his thoughts on whatever game he thought was better than the Spain-Germany, if there is anything. What do you do now, knowing that half your team got yellow card in that game and now miss the next game? I think you're going to be seeing quite a few number of key players.
Yeah, so it's Carval. He's missing the next game, so Jesus Navas probably started right back. And then Robin Lenormand, who is probably my favorite Spanish defender at the moment. I just like that guy is amazing. And he's missing the semi now as well, so Nacho will come in for him. I think that's just a normal like for like. Not that I'd like Nacho. I think he's an overrated defender. And yeah, and then Morata as well. Thank God. That was the one that I was like rooting for. And the best part is he got yellow carded for celebrating the winner. The dude was just celebrating with pure passion, and the referee's like, "Nope, I don't like it. Here you go," and you miss the semi-final. And I think everybody just like celebrated that instead because he's been Spain's worst player during the entire tournament. I can't describe how bad I think he's been. But yeah, and then the fourth player, not through yellow cards, you mentioned Pedri, but he's out of the rest of the tournament now. So I think that's going to be a huge miss. But I think Marino will probably start in his place. But yeah, it's going to be a tough ask against a French side that I don't think have hit their stride at all during this tournament. And they might just be waiting for when it matters, and that's now in the semi-final. So yeah, like it's going to be a tough game. It's a lot of key players that are missing out, but yeah, I hope that we can get it over the line somehow.
That's fair. Riyaz, if that was also one of the games that stood out for you, I wasn't pigeonholing you to go outside those games. What are your thoughts on those quarters? I think there was a lot of intrigue in all of the games, a little bit of spice everywhere.
Yeah, I just want to stay with that game firstly because that was the best game of the quarters. It was the most exciting game. It was the most entertaining game. I think that Pedri going off was actually a blessing in disguise because Dani Olmo came on and played amazingly well. He's a more attacking player in the midfield than Pedri would have been. So he got himself into positions where Pedri wouldn't have really gotten himself into. And I think that changed the game. I don't agree that Spain dominated the game, though. I think parts of it were dominated. More of the game was dominated by Spain, I will say. But I think it was kind of in between. Like a 60-40 maybe in terms of how the game went, because we see now that in these games, they teams that can change the way that they attack or change their way of kind of change their philosophy during the game, kind of shifts the momentum of the game quite a bit. We saw it we saw it with Spain, with Germany, where they bring on the target man in Füllkrug and it changes things. France, when they bring on Giroud, it changes things. The Dutch, when they bring on Weghorst, it changes things. So I think when you're able to change the philosophy, it kind of takes the momentum of the game away, changes it. And because you're obviously now playing a completely different game, we saw how many crosses come into the box after Füllkrug came on the field, and eventually it worked out for them, right? Kimmich on the back post, he kept the ball in, and Vert scored the goal. So it was really a great game. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I just think that I really don't like Nacho. Like Nacho and Morata are same WhatsApp group for me. I think they completely
100%.
Yeah, they
100%.
just annoy me. Like Nacho is a how many times Champions League winner by being an average footballer. It doesn't make any sense to me. But that was a great game to watch Spain through to the semis, and France have been an absolute snooze fest. They have been such a snooze fest. It's unbelievable. Every single game that France have played, even their best game that I enjoyed watching so far through the whole competition was a 0-0 draw against the Dutch. That's what kind of a snooze fest the games that they offer nothing. They just give the ball to Mbappe and hope for the best. and that makes no sense because they have such good players. So I mean, they have Griezmann playing in like a deeper role, and I mean, the most creative player is N'Golo Kante. When does that ever happen? When is N'Golo Kante your most creative player on the field? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been a complete snooze fest. They, of course, went to penalties against Portugal, and Ronaldo cried his way out of the tournament, and that was also interesting to see. But I mean, if you're gonna play for a 0-0 against that French team, you're asking for trouble at the end of the day. Portugal have enough talent in their team to have been able to kind of beat them, I guess, especially when they aren't hitting their straps. Like you said, AF, I haven't hit their straps so far. The other two games, I think the England game was also kind of a snooze fest because Southgate went for his genius tactics of matching them up exactly man for man and seeing what can happen. So they cancelled each other out for 70 minutes. And then 2 goals went in, and they cancelled each other out again for the next 30 minutes, and that was just the most ridiculous thing I've seen. And then the other game, which was those 2 games, the France-Portugal game and the England Switzerland game was kind of snooze fests. But the other 2 games were pretty decent. The Dutch Turkey game was actually pretty good. I watched that game as well, obviously, because my new fella plays there, the number 14. It was a good game. Turkey were in the lead, and the Dutch brought on Wout Weghorst at halftime. At halftime, the substitutions are made. We saw in the Spain-Germany game, halftime, even if they're winning, even if they're losing, even if it's a draw, wherever there's an issue, the best managers make their substitutions at halftime or whenever it's needed. And they change the games. The subs change the games. I'm not going to point at anybody specific, Southgate, but I mean, that's how you kind of have to manage the games, especially in an elite European tournament. So yeah, the Dutch game was really good. I'm glad they came away with a win because I don't think Turkey would have beaten England. Now I just want the Dutch to beat England in the semi-final. Also a cracker of a game. Finally, England have an actual test, even though Switzerland kind of were a test, but then Southgate went and cancelled everything out. So it's going to be a cracking semi-finals. It's going to be really cracking.
This is a hot take, but I think Turkey would have given England a more strenuous test than the Dutch.
There wouldn't have been a game. It would have been a snooze fest. Both teams would have been camped in their own half.
So I was watching more of the Turkey highlights today, just like analyze it a little bit more. But even after the Dutch took the lead, it was Turkey that kept on pushing. Adakuna hit the ball with that free kick. They kept on sending crosses in, like they were missing chances at the far post. And
Mickey van der Ven cleared the ball off the line.
Yeah.
I think it was the 80-something minute. And that was crazy.
So, I mean, like, I think Netherlands are lacking defensively. And I think that's where that's where England's going to get past them. Like, I don't see Netherlands getting to the final.
That's fair. It's crazy to say because they have Virgil van Dijk, Stefan de Vrij, and Nathan Ake at the back, and yet the frailty is at the back. That's crazy to think.
Yep.
No, that's fair. I mean, look, it seemed to sort of come alive in terms of the quality of football, but the goals are not there. And I'm not sure if you guys checked it, but I think Marcelo Bielsa was talking after Uruguay beat Brazil, and this is Copa America, before we just go to score predictions for the semis. He was saying that football has changed, right? And it's become so robotic, and we've lost the sort of creativity that made us enjoy it, you know? It's now become so structured, and like you say, Southgate, to cancel this one out, you have to play this player, and it's not, okay, I'm going to go out and express myself, but rather, what's the best way? And whilst I agree with that, I also do understand that in tournament football, it's not supposed to be pretty. You just need to ensure that you win your games to get to this business end where you can then scrap it or then play beautiful football and then beat it. But when you think back to the teams that won Euros previously, I think back to the Spain team that completely annihilated Italy in that final. That was poetry. Watching that was crazy. And then all the subsequent Euro wins, it's definitely, there's more focused on being, it's just very structured and very robotic. And the beautiful game, inverted commas, seems a bit boring. Maybe it's because all these guys are tired because they play 3,000 games per season and they're given little to no break. So when it comes to the business end, they can't actually perform how we see them perform at the start of the season because they aren't fresh anymore. Every off season there's some tournament. It's not the Nations League, it's this, and then it's a winter break. Then you got to play every week's a double game week, and it's they are human, so I'll give them that. But let's hope for the semis as it starts tomorrow. Let's hope that there's something exciting. If because it's Spain against France first, you want to give us a little bit of a preview for that and just where your heart is lying in terms of score?
Yeah, so I mean, like obviously I want Spain to win, but I don't know, man. Like something is telling me we're going to have a France versus England final, and that is going to be.
That's a game, and then it's who can kick the best 5 penalties.
And it's gonna probably be one of those like penalties
I don't want to think
shootouts
about
that
it.
last like a million kicks or something because they just like nobody's going to be able to get them in, or I don't know, like I don't want to put that out into
Yeah,
the
please
universe, but
don't.
just judging by how both teams have like gone through to the semifinals, they both don't deserve to be there. Like France doesn't deserve to be in the semifinal. England doesn't deserve to be in the semifinal, but somehow they found a way to get themselves there. And I wouldn't put it past the footballing gods to ensure that they get to the final. And then it's just a competition to see who's less shit between the two of them, essentially.
Fair.
But,
Okay, but,
yeah, like
but before we
if I'm
get to
thinking,
the final, let's look
if
at
I'm
them
thinking
again.
with my heart, I would love Spain to win, and I would hope that the score will be 2-1 to Spain. I'm giving France a goal, and that will be because of the brilliance that is not Kylian Mbappe,
Oh, I was gonna say.
N'Golo Kante.
Okay.
That's going to be my prediction for that match, and I hope I will pray. I will pray to the footballing gods. Listen to me. You are listening right now. Make sure that we don't get a France versus England final.
Stop saying
That is
it,
all that I'm
man.
asking. That's all that I'm
Maybe
asking. That's all that I want.
let's all agree, but let's not talk about it then, isn't it? Let's all know quietly.
Now in a week's time, everybody's gonna come back to this video and it's like, oh, this dude didn't want it and it happened. Yeah,
it's definitely gonna happen, isn't it?
Nah, for sure. Okay. Riyaz, give me your thoughts on both of the games. Let's just see where your mind is at, whether Reinders is going to take his team to the final.
Honestly, I'm with AF. I don't want to say it again, but what he said, I think is going to happen, and I think that England are going to win on penalties because they have amazing penalty takers. All the penalty takers are elite penalty takers. They don't miss. They're all penalty takers for their clubs. So I think that's how it's going to go. They'll win on penalties. But I'm going to back Spain to win 3-0 against France, and I'm going to back the Netherlands to win. I'll give England a goal, 2-1 after extra time in that game. So I think, Spain to destroy France because I want them destroyed. I don't want this nonsense football anymore. And I'm hoping, I'm going with my heart, not my head here, as you can see. And I'm going with the Dash to win 2-1 against England as well.
Sure. That's bold.
What about you, Jason? What about you?
I don't think there's going to be as many goals in tomorrow night's game just because I think France are set up so resolute. They don't concede many. I think it's going to be like a solitary goal in there. It's a 1-0, and I think Spain probably edge it just because they've shown that they have some sort of creativity. I think back to that first game against Croatia and all the subsequent games where they created chance after chance, and maybe it's just because Morata was playing that they didn't finish all the chances. But I think France have been, while they've gotten away with a lot and they've defended well because they have the man mountain that is William Saliba, there's only so much that you can ride for that luck. So, I'm going to go 1-0 Spain. And then the second semi, it's going to be an open game. I'm hoping that, I think Unfortunately, I think England's going to take it, and it's going to be a Spain-England final. England to win. I think it's going to be a 1-1. It's going to be a shootout again. And yeah, England's going to win another shootout. But when they get to the final, I'm not too sure if they're going to win the shootout.
You know what would be amazing? And I think Riyaz would probably enjoy this, and that's a vote Vegas winner in that semi-final.
Now we're talking with an assist from Rangers.
You'll be climbing up on Kyle Walker, just like beating him at the far post, hitting past. How the hell has Jordan Pickford, every single time he plays for England in a major tournament, this guy suddenly becomes prime Buffon? Like what the hell is he drinking like an elixir or something over there? Like I don't get it.
Because
He's
on his
so
water bottle,
garbage.
he has all of the directions. So
and he still doesn't listen.
Yeah.
How can you have actual proper directions? It tells you where the men are going to kick and then jump it the other way. That's now not smart, eh?
Yeah, he psyched himself out of that, man. But look, if it's 1 save out of 5, it still wins you the tournament.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had a mixed bag of reactions. We had a mixed bag of emotions. AF, where can the people see you pouring out your heart on the socials?
Yeah, at AF Parker 642, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, you know it, any social media platform, same handle. I've been threading a lot, I've been tweeting a lot. So yeah, if you want to see tweets of me crying, probably at 11 p.m. tomorrow night, you know where to find me.
Not gonna happen.
Perfect. Okay, Riyaz.
I'm gonna pack your boy keys for you.
Okay.
I'm going to pack him for you.
One time Riyaz and I on the same page.
Yeah. Until Spain and Netherlands meet in the final, then you.
Yeah.
Then I'm good either way. But just for the content, I'll be your enemy. Just for the content. You can find me on Twitter at Poca_Riyaz and on Instagram RiyazPoca7, and comment on the video. Tell us what your predictions are going to be, who you'd like your team to sign, those types of things, and follow the channel, please.
Sweet. Yeah, so I'm at Jason_Ronnie. I think most of it Insta, Twitter, Threads, TikTok. We at Sportycast. Please give us a like, give us a follow, both on YouTube, on TikTok, wherever you consume us in this podcast form. We appreciate all of the love. Be it on your way to work, be it on your 30-minute lunch break. If you have an hour lunch break, then I'm jealous of you because I only get 30 minutes. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support, as always. And like Riyaz said, let us know what your thoughts are. If there are any transfers that you want us to look into, if you think that there's a move and that there's a player that could provide a big impact for a club, let us know and we can definitely dissect it. We'll be coming out with a few different formats of content in this few weeks leading up to the start of the Premier League. So be on the lookout for that. A few lives, a few shorter things like this. But as always, appreciate the love. Get your auntie's, grandmother's, neighbor to subscribe. And then after that, AF, what's up?
Yeah, I think we have about 170 odd subscribers. And we've said this before, when we hit 200, there might be another giveaway. So if you want to be one of the people that receives that gift or that receives that prize, try to help us get to 200. The quicker we get there, the quicker we can do this giveaway. As Jason said, we appreciate all your support.
Yeah. So as with the previous giveaway, it was very simple. All you have to do is just like us, follow us, and your name gets entered into the draw. It doesn't cost you anything, and you get a chance to win a jersey, a free jersey. I think our previous winner got a Bayern Munich one. He was a former Burnley fan, and that's why he got the Bayern one, because he knew something that we didn't. But that's neither here nor there. So for 343, I've been Jason, AF and Riyaz. Thanks for joining, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.